Just your average Saturday morning on the A1, heading to Ali Pally. See you there. Here we go. I think we're going to have to join a queue at the top, but off we go and see where we get to. This year. Here we are on our way home. It is 7:10 in the morning, up early so we can get back home. A really lovely friend let us stay on her spare room and sofa last night, and it's been a lovely evening just to share sewing memories and everything with friends. See you again. Oh, got no lights on. I'm home. We did get up early this morning. We haven't showered, haven't done anything. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go for a run because Poppy and Maggie will need a walk. I just need some fresh air. I'm so grateful to Sweet Pea Green for driving us down. It was a good decision because there's a problem with the trains. And we had rumours of the train times being 50% or longer. So we decided we'd drive it, and then one of our lovely friends from the Pink Door community on Facebook offered us a bed and sofa for the night. So we took them up on that. I had shared a most wonderful meal last night, but this morning we got up first thing and we drove home because we've all got things to do. And as I said in my last vlog, there is life to carry on with, and my life now is getting unpacked, going for a run, but I've already been, you can see the back there, you see all that is my shopping. That's shopping, but that's food shopping because I went to Lidl on the way home as well and picked up some fuel. So I'm going to go for my run and I'll see you when I get back. Right, run done. And it's time to have a look at what I just might have brought home from the knitting and stitching show. I'm going to start with something totally outside my comfort zone. Look at these. I'm going to zoom the camera in, look. What do you think? I don't tend to wear dangly earrings, but somebody recommended I looked at Gillian Glass, and you couldn't miss Gillian Glass when you came in. They were right by the door, and she had these stunning little earrings. And the lovely thing is that she had these, they were £5 on a nickel hoop. And I don't, my ears can get really sensitive. I've got, as you know, I've got really sensitive skin. But I sort of was chatting to her and I went, do you know, I really love them. And she said, would you like them on a silver hoop? I'd have to charge you more. And I went, but that's not a problem. And I'd seen them earlier in the day. In fact, I'd seen them when, after we'd had our lunch. It's a picture of us all having our lunch. As we met up with some Pink Door lady friends. If I come this way a little bit, no. I think I'll come this way a little bit. Can you see my cooking? Can you see my rubbish bag right over there? Behind the milk, there's the milk bottle. And that that's my rubbish bag, because at the moment I am making my soup for lunches this week. So I'm just going to lean over the sewing machine a little bit. But anyhow, I saw them and I really loved them. And I thought they were so dainty that I would get them. And I walked all the way around the show and I thought about them long and hard, because dangly earrings are not really my style. I'm very much a little gold stud person. But there you go. What do we think? So this time, when I went to Knitting and Stitching Show, I went with a notebook. Sorry, other sewing machine brands are available. I was given this by Robbie over in the Stave store in Oregon. I thought I'm going to go with my quilt pattern and a notebook and a budget. And it's the first time I've ever gone with a budget. And I decided I was going to be really strict about my budget this time, because let's face it, a lot of us are having to count the pennies, and prices are going up, retirement's getting closer. I need to say, well, prices are going up, and we all need to be, and we all are becoming slightly more careful and cautious on where we're spending our well-earned pennies. So I went with a budget, and I literally wrote down here, I'm going to cover it up, but there you go. I don't know if you can, let's have a look. I wrote down what it was that I spent, and I went with a set budget, not to include sundries. I managed to get all my sundries out of my budget. Should I tell you what my budget was? My budget was £120. I made something new to take with me to the show. Let me start with what I made. Now, this I mentioned in my last vlog, and I totally blame the stunning picture that Tamlyn put up of herself when she went to London the other week. And round her, nicely modelled, was the Bestie Bag. Let me show you. By Blackbird Patterns, and she's just this lovely picture. You know how we all know how Tamlyn takes picture. She always looks fantastic, and she had the Bestie Bag, and I shamelessly went out and bought it and thought, stop pontificating about buying it, Judy, just get on and do it. So Tamlyn, thank you. That was the push I needed, and I absolutely love it. Now, I made version B. So when you buy yourself the Bestie Bag, which is by Blackbird Patterns, it comes with various options and different sizes. Now A is the same size as this, but version B has got a little tiny pleat just here. It's on both ends of these lovely sort of side panels. It just gives a little bit of volume to the bag. And I chose to line it, and I absolutely love it. Next time I might make the strap a little shorter, because I've got it all tied up, or if I wanted to have it really long, I could put another slider down here. I got, on my last blog I told you I got my hardware from Purple Stitches. I put them in the description box, but they're fantastic for hardware, and that company was recommended to me by Adam from Adam Sews. I'll put him down below as well. So I bought a lovely little zip end that I like, and I put two of my favourite sewing pins, and this was I bought this one from Andrea when I went over to the Beyond the Pink Door when she was still in Ireland, and it's by Lisa Taylor, and it fell off, and then one lovely lady said, oh, someone's lost their sewing machine pin. I said, that's mine, and shook they were, my dear, and I found the little thing just inside the bag there. And I've got a lovely banana balloon pin here. There, lovely banana balloon pin that the lovely Lorianne gave me last year, was over in the States. So let's have a look inside the bag. Oh, I've put a couple of labels on. Of course, I've got a little Rosie cheeks, made in me time, because as I was talking about sew time last time, that sew time is your me time. And you might choose to do something else in your me time. But this label, you know, if you made, you know, a crocheted square, or did a crochet blanket, this label could go on that. Is anything you've made? You can't stick it on a meal though, can you? I mean, sometimes people bake in their me time, but you know what I'm trying to say anyway. So, lovely long zip. And the lovely thing about the bag is that when you've got it round your shoulder, it's a crossbody bag, and I don't know why it works. Is it the shape here that makes it sit nicely on your shoulder? I have no idea. Open it up, and when I opened it up, I knew that just in here, easy access, and I could feel it from the outside to my purse. And also easy access in here. I've got my inhalers, and then my phone I just had laid down the bottom here. So everything was easy access. So if we just take it off, you can just have a quick look inside. You've got your pattern, so there's my phone. I think in that one there, oh, I had glasses cleaners, and tissues. My inhalers were in here, I think they still are. Yes, they are still both in there. And then I'd actually got my school lanyard, so I had to carry that around with me all day, so I didn't lose it. But the lining and the whole bag went together beautifully, and the lining is really cleverly done, so it just slots into this lovely piece around the top here. This lovely little triangular piece here, I think we would be better to put my little pins on that, and the strap still slots into it, and it links the body of the bag to the strap, and then the gusset bit at the back goes all the way up and comes onto the other side of it. It's so cleverly done. And there is another size of Bestie bag, and I've loved it so much. I think I might just have to make the next size up. And of course this is in a William Morris print. I don't know which of the companies does the William Morris print, but there was loads of this around at the show if I'd wanted to buy more. I didn't buy more because I don't need any more. I would like to make a larger Bestie bag. I do have other fabric that I could use to make one of these. This was fantastic. The other little bag I took was my little Benina bag that you've all seen. But everything went in that, including my lunch. So it was a really good make. It's a straightforward make. You do need to read the instructions carefully to make certain that you're following in the correct order. Don't try and skip ahead. Don't try and think, oh, I know what's going to happen there. It might not do. Especially when you come to feed that lining into the little bit at the back here. When you feed the lining. And what I did was I actually sewed the lining to the seam allowance that was created when I sewed this triangular bit onto the front, and I used that to attach the lining down, and then it just slotted in absolutely superbly. And I also slotted, I was very naughty, I slotted in these ahead of the game. I put them in and then turned it through, realised it would work. If you've made bags before and turned things through, you will realise that they work. At one point it says to leave quite a large opening in the lining. You need to do it. Don't try and skip that section, because later on it will ask you to top stitch down here at the bottom. Wondered what was falling out there. Nothing, it was just a strap. Ask you to top stitch down there, and you do that by folding the bag on the inside and putting it through your sewing machine. You need that larger opening in order to do it. So there you go. Totally recommend it. Loved making it. Will make another one. Absolutely loved it. So what did I buy at the Knitting and Stitching show? So I'd gone because, as you know, I've got this quilt pattern here that I am desperate to make. And I wanted to buy some Tudor Pink. Now, the only company that seemed to have the Tudor Pink that were there didn't actually have individual fat quarters, so you could just pick up 1 or 2 or 3. You had to pick up quite a few. And as I'd mentioned before, I've actually got, I'll just go and get them and show you. So as I'd mentioned before, I'd actually already got this little pack of fat quarters, Tudor Pink ones. And I've got, I think it's 2, 4, 6, I've got 8 in there. And I've got these 2 which could be used as blenders. Now, I just wasn't happy to buy another bundle of maybe 10 or 12 fat quarters, because I want them to match in. And I don't want to acquire more stuff that I'm not going to use. This is what I want to use for the quilt. So what I buy, I need to match in. So I think I'm going to have to go do a little bit of internet searching, speak to our Tudor Pink expert, and ask for his advice as to where it is I can get lots of different fat quarters and see everything outlined on a website. Sometimes I find it easier to ask. I know it's a bit lazy because I struggle with time. I'm still waiting for this formula to find the 25th hour in the day. I did look at perhaps doing the quilt in Tilda. And the lovely people at Hollies Haberdashery, which is the Tilda flagship store, there they are, Hollies Haberdashery. Again, I'll put them in the description box below. There's so many, and they've given me this beautiful catalogue. And I could, if I wanted to transfer to Tilda, which I'm sorely tempted to do, I could do. I could transfer over to Tilda if I wanted to. And I've got lots of different, lots of different options in that book to think about the colours that would work for the quilt and where I would use it in the house. But again, I've just got this drawer that I've got all these Tula Pink fat quarter blocks. Should I just persist with the Tula Pink rather than trying to move on to a different fabric company and a different fabric designs for it. And again, just getting it all out again today for this vlog, it makes me think I'm still leaning towards the Tula. I can get some of it in York, but in bugweeds, but not everything. And so I might go up and have a look, but there again, I might look online and see what else I can get. So I looked around, and one of the lovely things about the shows are all the stands that you can walk around and all the people that you can come across. And I met, it's like, this is going to be like everybody doing their Scottish frog tails goodie bags, and I've got a discount code for this and a discount code for that. I'm just going to put down in the description box a couple of maybe 2 or 3 companies that I walked by and was sorely tempted to part with money at their stalls. The first one was a company called Pineapple Art. These beautiful little crocheted, they're like embroidery rings with crochet in them. Pineapple Art it's called. Can you see that? Anyway, it's called Pineapple, there you go, Pineapple Art. Beautiful, beautiful, lovely sort of crocheted motifs. Could have been sorely tempted, and they weren't overly expensive. This lady, Angela Daymond, beautiful little running stitch style embroideries, absolutely stunning. And she put together these kits, and the kits were ridiculously inexpensive. And I was really, really tempted to buy one, which was just 3 little tulips. But in the back of my mind, I thought, well, I want to do some more crochet, and I want to make this quilt, and I need to do something for Christmas. And I thought, why am I buying it? But if I see her at the next festival, I might just have to give up and go for it, because I was absolutely loved what she did. I stopped by the Beyond Measure store because I need to get some rather specific haberdashery for something I want to make, and they didn't have it on the stand, but they assured me that they've got jersey binding in the shop, which would be great. We spent a long time talking to the Knitting and Crochet Guild. They gave me this little thing here, and it'd be quite interesting to look up what they offer. Another place, I stopped by the Quilters Guild, of course, said hello. Don't know whether I'm going to rejoin, I'm not quite certain. I'd love to get back involved with some of these things, but I don't know if now is the right time. I really just don't. And of course, I've already mentioned, didn't I, that I stopped by my lovely Victoria's stand. There she is. And I bought some of my favourite labels, which is I Made This, because I've got plenty of Made in Me Time labels. I think I've doubled up with those. And then I saw this, which is a new one, I think. It says, sewing is for everybody. And then, of course, she's very generous and she gives you a little free label. So me. Well, after my camera very rudely ran out of charge, where are we up to? So we've done all the quilting things. Now, I did buy one pattern, and I'm absolutely kicking myself because I went and had a chat with the lovely ladies from Seasons of East. That is Carol and Barbara and Karen. Absolutely love that pattern brand. Love the ladies, and I seem to end up chatting to them every time I go to the shows, just like I do with Victoria at Little Rosy Cheeks. Now, a lot of you will know that I have my William Morris fabric, and I'm desperate to find the right pattern for it. I think I might have done so. And carrying on with the seasons, I've bought a new Seasons of East pattern. I have bought the Winter in New York pattern, and it is a very simple wrap dress. I've gone for this because the line is quite straight. This is my theory, by the way, for choosing this one. William Morris is an arts and craft movement designer, and I thought this might look more sort of elongated design of the dress would suit this fabric, with it sort of being a little bit, with it being straight, being a more arts and craft, like late 20s and 30s design for a dress, and it might suit this fabric. So that's what I've got there. Now I'm going to look at this really carefully when I do it. I'm going to trace it off, and I had a lovely chat with Carol, who is the designer, about how she'd made the dress, and we've got a lot of similarities on things that we like to do when we're making dresses. So I'm looking forward to doing a lovely review on this pattern for Seasons of East. I really like their patterns. I've not done Summer in New York, and I've certainly not done any of the other patterns. So it might be time that I need to start thinking of looking outside the box. Now, as some of you know, I was very fortunate to win a prize. In case I haven't told you a million times, I'm still absolutely over the moon that I won a prize. And I get to choose from 2 pattern companies. One of the pattern companies I am choosing patterns from is I Am Patterns over in France. And I have already chosen the patterns I wish to make. So I want to make these, she says, looking desperately for her phone. I'm going to write it down here. I think it's the Mira bodysuit. So I have the pattern. I'm going to check the name here. The name will be here, just running along the bottom. Bodysuit, like a gilet. And of course I did, didn't I? I had to. There was only one fabric. I can't even get it out of the bag. They pushed it in the bag so hard. I bought this fabric from Fabric Godmother, and here's a lovely picture of me having a chat with Josie at the stand, because she had better internet than me, because I couldn't work out how much I needed. So bless her, she took the time, and we were working out how much fabric I needed. And because you've got 3 length options and zip options and hood options and button options or popper options, we spent quite a long time trying to work out what I needed. I'm not doing the long option, I'm not doing the short option, I'm just doing a slightly shorter middle option. And it's quite a boxy gilet, so you can get your jumpers underneath it. And I absolutely love this fabric, but guess what? I had to buy it, didn't I? It's called Maggie! But it's absolutely lovely. I was really impressed with the price. It's actually £20 a metre for this beautiful quilted waterproof fabric, and it's navy on the inside. Now I'm trying to decide, do I bind it in navy, but I'm going to take my time to make this. Christmas is coming, and Christmas is coming, and I've got Christmas things to make. But this is a project I could do over the Christmas holidays. And it's going to give a lovely pop of colour in the winter months, with it being this beautiful floral. She'd got various other ones. I'll put a link in the description box to the one I've chosen. I do want to make some binding to match, and Josie did tell me that they've got the waterproof fabric as a single fabric, and just to buy half a metre and I will be able to make some binding. So that is what I'm thinking there. So here we go. 1, 2, that's 3 things I've bought. The last thing I bought was some fabric. You can see it here, it's a Breton, isn't it? So going along the I Am Patterns line, I bought the Nout Sailor Pants pattern. I'll pop it in here as one of the vouchers. And then I bought a third pattern, which I did actually pay for. And it is, and I'm going to try and pronounce it, the Osiris top. I'll write it down there, and here is the picture. And it's a beautiful take on a Breton, and I bought this from Higgs Higgs. And I did get enough internet to try and work out how much I needed to buy, because I was closer to sort of a point where the internet was popping and doing its thing. So that's it. I was really, really restrained on what I bought. I went with a budget, I went with an idea of what I wanted, and I remained really focused. And these shows are fantastic for seeing what is out there, seeing what is available. And if you need to sort of look at the fabric that the companies are bringing out and the patterns, because you're thinking, well, you know, sorry, my tables have come apart, I don't like it. It's a brilliant opportunity to meet people, but it's also a great opportunity to see what's out there. I mean, I could have left the Maggie fabric and ordered it online and had it delivered, but I did go thinking, I need to know what I'm going to buy, and having won the pattern, it was an ideal opportunity to buy that fabric at that particular time. And the Breton fabric was an impulse purchase, but I love a Breton top. I do need to make more Breton tops, so I thought this is an ideal opportunity. Now the pattern does need jersey tape, so that is why I was going to go to, and I've forgotten the name of the company, I'll just pop it in down there, to just, they said they do have white jersey tape, bias tape, and I need to get some. And I'll also need to get buttons for both the top and the trousers, but I am very fortunate in that I have buttons for buttons in York, so I can call in and go and collect some buttons sometime, which I will do. So thank you so very, very much for watching. I've really appreciated you coming back to see me again. I want to say thank you to everybody who has liked and commented and watched one of my latest videos. I really appreciate it. I usually do this at the very beginning, but because we went straight into the Trip to Knitting and Stitching show, so I am now going to go and edit this vlog and pop it up and say thank you so much for watching and taking the time to spend some time with me. I hope you have enjoyed seeing what I brought back from the Knitting and Stitching show. But there's one more thing I brought back, and it's memories. Memories of time spent with friends. You can't buy that. That happens, and that is so, so special. I was fortunate enough to meet two lovely ladies who watch my channel, and they both came and said hello. So I didn't get a photograph or the name of one of them, but the other one was Astrid from Germany, and she just called out to me, literally called my name down the corridor, down the sort of bank of stalls, and it was fantastic to hear her. And we had a long time chatting to her. And the other lady had commented on my last vlog, and she'd said how much she liked the idea that I'd gone grey. Yes, I have gone grey. That's probably why the white earrings match, isn't it? Because my hair's gone grey, so it sort of matches in like silver stand and a little white, so it sort of matches in. I don't think I'll get grey glasses next time. I think that's going a little bit too far. Anyway, I must just say what I'm thinking of making next. I'm just going to grab it out. Hold on a minute. It's just here. How many of you who've watched my channel for a while can remember me buying this lovely stretch corduroy in Oregon in 2023. I bought it in Joann's in Klamath Falls, and I need to make some non-exercise leggings that I can wear to work. And my favourite, all-time favourite legging pattern is the Ooh La leggings by Paper Cut. Now I'm going to try and put a picture in. If I don't, I'm really sorry. I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to, because you can make them up just on the overlocker, and I'm going to make them hopefully this week. They are a priority, and alongside that I need to make some tops for work. I could just do with something new, because what I've got I've worn for the past few years. I've got enough of this beautiful blue to make 2 pairs, but I'm going to make one and make certain that they work before I make 2 and use all the fabric up. So that is what is at the top of the sewing list. So I'm sorry, new fabrics, you're underneath an old one. So for now, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and comment. And if you're new, please hit that subscribe button and join me on this, what is it, a sewing journey? Just join me in my sewing room next time I'm here. I'll see you all soon.